Hi there, I'm Michelle and welcome to Michelle James Designs. This is another how-to video in my series to show you guys how to create crafts, decor, and more. So today I'm going to upcycle or repurpose this old bread box. You see it? I love these things, and I repurposed one a couple years ago, and it's a charging station in our guest room, and it worked out really well. So this one's actually going to be added to the craft space behind me and become more storage for my craft supplies, which I really desperately need. I need it to look better than it does, so I'm going to be cleaning it up and painting it, and then I'm going to add a fun design to the front. So in case you want to follow along, the supplies that we need are the bread box, and I got mine at an estate sale. You can also find these at thrift stores and garage sales too. And then I'm going to need spray paint. I'm going to use black and white, a screwdriver so I can get the handle off and be able to paint it easier. And then I'm using my silhouette machine, but a Cricut works, and then we'll need vinyl so we can actually create the design for the front. So I'm in desperate need of some more storage back here, so I'm really excited to get going. So let's get started. Okay, so this is what it looked like when I started. This is the inside, and that top shelf does come out. So it was worn, it's old. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it should be for the age, but you know, there's a little bit of dirt, which would be on everybody's items from their kitchen. And the dust that you see there is probably just from my garage because it's been in there a little while. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of an overview of what it looked like before. And it's a good size, so I'm excited to have this in my storage. Okay, so the first thing I did was spray painted the whole thing black. You can kind of see the design on the front still, but it didn't really bother me. There's the inside. And now I spray painted it white. So this is the whole thing, and everything got 2 coats of paint. So now what I want to do is just slightly distress a little bit. I don't like it to be really distressed, and so you can probably barely see it in the video, but I'm just using a fine sanding block. So I just kind of went around all the edges around the box and then on the door as well. And the box is kind of big, it doesn't show the whole thing in my video. So I kind of, during this, I'm moving it around a little bit so you guys can see. But you can sand as little or as much as you want. I just prefer, I like a little distress, but not a whole lot. Plus, if you sand too much, I was afraid I would get all the way down to the original paint, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted the black paint to show through. That's why I painted black first, so I can get that distressed look and have that black show through. I'm trying to center it so you can see the whole thing. So the next thing we want to do is I'm going to put my vinyl on the front. So I cut out the description from dictionary.com of maker, and in my fun colors of teal and green. So I cut out the maker right there in teal, and then the definition, which is very short, in the green. And now I'm centering it. So that center hole at the top where the handle goes is the center of the front. And so I measured my designs and figured out where the center of them
was, and now I am trying to get them centered on the front. To me, this is the hardest part, is getting it centered and straight. I have a tendency to make things go up to the right and I didn't want to do that, so I'm getting out my ruler here and I'm gonna try to figure out how to make this straight. And what I did finally figure out was, instead of doing it that way, I can have the ruler go long ways like that and then make my design. You know, it takes me a while, but I got it. So this is my transfer paper that I already done, and now I'm removing the transfer paper. If you guys want to see how to use transfer paper with your designs, I have some other videos on that. Now this one's so long, it's almost 12 inches long, so I wanted to make sure that I had that one straight because this is where my weakness is. The transfer paper really makes things easy, especially if you have long words and sayings like this. Okay, so when I pulled that up, you can see where the dash or the hyphen is still there. So I just have to make sure when I put it back down that I get that in the right spot. But the ruler helped a lot to get things straight. And now I can just peel off this transfer paper. Voila, so cute. Okay, so now I just want to put the handle back on, and I painted it green. So I have my little screw here that came with it when I took it off. Just get the door open, and I'm going to kind of turn it around so you can see what I'm doing here. But I'm just using the screwdriver and putting that back on. So I ended up painting the shelf inside white as well, just like I did the outside, and then I covered the whole thing with clear contact paper on the bottom shelf and the shelf, so that when I slide my storage containers in and out, it won't scratch the paint. But there you have it, and it was super easy. And here's what it looks like in my craft space. I love it. And then when you open it up, I've got all my mint machine, Silhouette mint supplies, inks, and stuff inside. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.